Machine operation, manual, and auto feed. Do not use this video in place of reading and understanding the operator's manual. Warning: always understand and follow the instructions and warnings for all equipment and material being used to reduce the risk of serious personal injury and product damage. Manuals and instructions for rigid products are available online at rigid.com. For questions, contact us at rtctechservices@emerson.com or toll free 1-800-519-3456. Warning: always wear safety glasses and rigid drain cleaning gloves that are in good condition while handling and using drain cleaning equipment. Do not use damaged drain cleaning gloves. Drains may contain harmful chemicals or bacteria. Wear latex rubber or other liquid barrier gloves under the rigid drain cleaning gloves. Check for appropriate work area procedures per the operator's manual. The K-400 drain cleaning machine is available in two different feed configurations: the manual feed version and a version supplied with the auto feed attachment. A K-400 supplied with the auto feed can either feed cable with the auto feed or by manually pulling the cable from the drum and feeding it into the drain. Make sure that the machine and work area is properly set up and the work area is free of bystanders and other distractions. Pull the cable out of the drum and feed into the drain. Warning: at least 1 foot of cable must be in the drain so that the end of the cable will not come out of the drain and whip around when the machine is started. Directly route cable from the machine to the drain opening, minimizing exposed cable and changes in direction. Do not tightly bend the cable. This increases the risk of twisting or breaking. Assume a proper operating position. Be sure you can control the on-off action of the foot switch and can quickly release the foot switch if needed. Do not step on the foot switch yet. Be sure that you have good balance. Do not have to overreach and cannot fall on the foot switch, drain cleaning machine, the drain, or other hazards. You must be able to place at least one hand on the cable at all times to control and support the cable. You must be able to reach the forward, off, reverse switch. This operating position will help maintain control of the cable and the machine. Move the forward, off, reverse switch to the forward position. Do not depress the foot switch yet. Forward, off, reverse refers to the drum cable rotation and not to the direction of the cable movement. Notice: do not rotate the cable in reverse except as specifically described later in the instructions. Running the drain cleaner in reverse can damage the cable. Feeding the cable into the drain, manual operation. Grasp the exposed cable with both gloved hands equally spaced and pull 6 to 12 inches of cable out of the drum so that there is a slight bow in the cable. Gloved hands must be on the cable to control and support the cable. Warning: improper cable support can allow the cable to kink or twist and can damage the cable or injure the operator. Press the foot switch to start the machine. The person controlling the cable must also control the foot switch. Warning: do not operate the drain cleaner with one person controlling the cable and another person controlling the foot switch. This can lead to twisting, kinking, and breaking of the cable. Feed the rotating cable into the drain. The rotating cable will work its way into the drain as you push on the cable with gloved hands. Feeding the cable into the drain. Auto feed operation. Grasp near the center of the exposed length of cable with a gloved hand. Your gloved hand must be on the cable to control and support the cable. Improper cable support can allow the cable to kink or twist and can damage the cable or injure the operator. Place the other hand on the auto feed lever. The auto feed lever should be in the neutral or vertical position. To advance the cable, the auto feed lever should be towards the drain, and to retrieve the cable, the auto feed lever should be away from the drain. Depress the foot switch to start the machine. The person controlling the cable must also control the foot switch. With the cable rotating in the forward direction, move the auto feed control handle toward the drain to the advanced position. This will cause the cable to feed out of the machine. The rotating cable will work into the drain as you control the cable with your gloved hand. Passing through traps or other transitions. If it is difficult to get the cable through a trap or other fitting, the following methods or combinations of methods can be used. Sharp thrusts of the cable, both with and without the cable rotating, can help the cable through the trap. In some cases, with the switch in the off position, rotating the drum by hand can change the orientation of the cutter to allow it to more easily negotiate the fitting. Run the drain cleaner in reverse rotation for several seconds while pushing on the cable. Only do this long enough to get the cable started through the trap. Running the cable in reverse can damage the cable. Attach a single section of C9 cable as a flexible leader between the end of the cable and the tool. If these options do not work, consider using a smaller diameter or more flexible cable or a different drain cleaner. Cleaning the drain. As you feed the cable into the drain, you may see the cable slow down or build up outside the drain. Always keep your hands on the cable. You may feel the cable start to wind or load up. This may feel like the cable is starting to twist or squirm. This may be a transition in the drain, like a trap or an elbow, etc., or a buildup in the drain, like grease, or the actual blockage itself. Feed the cable slowly and carefully. Warning, do not let the cable build up outside the drain. This can cause the cable to twist, kink, or break. Pay attention to the amount of cable that has been fed into the drain. Feeding cable into a larger drain, septic tank, or similar transition may cause the cable to kink or knot and prevent removal from the drain. Minimize the amount of cable fed into the transition to prevent problems. Each wrap of cable in the drum is approximately 3.5 feet. Working the blockage. If the end of the cable stops turning, it is no longer cleaning the drain. If the end of the cable becomes lodged in the blockage and power is maintained to the drain cleaner, the cable will start to wind up. Having a hand on the cable allows you to feel this wind up and control the cable. If the cable end stops turning, or if the cable starts to wind up, immediately pull the cable back from the obstruction. When operating the tool manually, pull back on the cable to free the cable end from the blockage. When operating the tool with the auto feed, move the auto feed handle toward the machine to the retrieve position to free the cable end from the blockage. Do not keep the cable rotating if the cable is stuck in a blockage. If the cable end stops turning and the drum keeps rotating, the cable can twist, kink, or break. Once the cable end is free of the blockage and turning again, you can slowly feed the cable end back into the blockage. Do not try to force the cable end through the blockage. Let the spinning end dwell in the blockage to completely break it up. Manual operation may give the best control in these instances. Work the tool in this manner until you have moved completely past the blockage or blockages and the drain is flowing. While working the blockage, the tool and the cable may become clogged with debris and cuttings from the blockage. This can prevent further progress. The cable and tool need to be retrieved from the drain and the debris removed. If the tool stops turning and the cable cannot be pulled back from the blockage, release the foot switch while firmly holding the cable. When operating the tool with the auto feed, release the auto feed handle to allow it to return to the neutral or straight up position. Do not remove your hands from the cable or the cable may kink, twist, and break. The motor will stop and the cable and drum may turn backwards until the energy stored in the cable is relieved. Do not remove your hands from the cable until the tension is released. Place the forward, off, and reverse switch to the off position. Now try pulling the cable loose from the blockage. If the tool will not come free of the blockage, place the forward, off, reverse switch to the reverse position. Grasp the cable with both gloved hands. Press the foot switch for several seconds and pull on the cable until it is free from the blockage. Warning: do not operate the machine in reverse any longer than required to free the cutting tool from the blockage, or cable damage can occur. After the cable has been released from the blockage, place the forward, off, and reverse switch in the forward position and continue cleaning the drain. Once the drain is open, if possible, start a flow of water down the drain to flush the debris out of the line and help clean the cable as it is retrieved. This can be done by running a hose down the drain opening, turning on a faucet in the system, or other methods. Pay attention to the water level, as the drain could plug again. The forward, off, reverse switch should be in the forward position. Do not retrieve the cable with the switch in the reverse position. This can damage the cable. As with feeding the cable into the drain, cables can be caught while being retrieved. When operating the tool manually, with both gloved hands equally spaced on the exposed cable for control, pull 6 to 12 inches of cable from the drain at a time and feed it into the drum. Continue retrieving the cable until the cable end is just inside the drain opening. When operating the tool with the auto feed, with one hand near the center of the exposed length of cable, move the auto feed handle towards the machine to retrieve the cable. The rotating cable will work its way out of the drain and back into the drum. Continue retrieving the cable until the cable end is just inside the drain opening. Release the auto feed handle to come back to the neutral position. Release the foot switch, allowing the drum to come to a complete stop. Warning: do not pull the end of the cable from the drain while the cable is rotating. The cable can whip around and cause serious injury. Pay attention to the cable during retrieval, as the cable end can still become stuck. Place the forward, off, reverse switch in the off position. Pull the remaining cable from the drain with gloved hands and feed into the drain cleaner. If needed, change the tool and continue cleaning following the above process. Several passes through a line are recommended for complete